to be a lot of action. Basically, you're playing as a ninja, and your whole life, I guess, you'll be learning about some prophecies that every time like a demon army every 500 years attacks and tries to eradicate humanity, Western hero arrives and saves the humanity. And it's like your task to like accept, I guess, the Western hero and then send one of the scrolls to the other side of the island on top of a mountain. So
the first thing we're going to see here is the ninja village, which is where the ninja's grown up and trained. It's pretty much a tutorial. It teaches you about the cloud step, which is the main mechanic that we'll be using. So you can see the runners jumping and slashing these lanterns, which gives them a double jump, which is replenished every time they hit one of these lanterns in the air.
Yeah, lanterns, enemies, and then as soon as we enter the first shop, we're going to see like projectiles as well. We're going to get that cloud step. And cloud step is by far the most exciting part of this game.
Yeah, it's really what sets it apart from other platformers.
Exactly. Like you'll see a lot of really cool stuff, especially later on when we get more upgrades.
So if you've seen any of the earlier races in this tournament, you'll notice the text box is scrolling a lot faster than previously. And that's because the developers have added this into a patch where they've made it so that we can skip text boxes. So everyone's on a level footing. It's not based on how fast you can mash.
This is done now. The first half, I guess, the first part of the speedrun, the Ninja Village introduction tutorial as far as like learning the clouds mechanic. And we're entering Autumn Hills. This is like a really interesting level. Not necessarily that difficult, but if you're doing a speedrun, you want to do a lot of things really fast. And there has been like a lot of tech. You see like Muracho is already losing a little bit of time because he had to stop, unfortunately. And there are like all these small optimizations that can cost a little bit of time.
So this is Autumn Hills. Basically, it's all about optimization at this point, trying to do the cleanest lines through the run. And just coming into this first shop, we need to make sure that we have at least 40 time shards to buy the first upgrade. So we get an upgrade for free, which is the climbing claws, which allows, as you'll see, it allows the runners to climb up walls. And then the upgrade they purchased is the Strike of the Ninja, which replenishes the cloud step when hitting projectiles. So you see them hitting fireballs now with the slashes.
Yeah, this upgrade is actually super useful. It is by far, I would say it's the most useful upgrade in the game. There is like a category low percent, and if you try to run the game low percent style, you're gonna have a really bad time. Simply because
both runners successfully getting the damage boost there. It can be slightly tricky just getting the exact setup so that you can damage boost forwards. If you don't do it right, you will damage boost back and you'll lose a lot of time. So here's one of the fun features that just really shows how much love the developers have put in the game. When you're underwater, the sound is muffled, the music in the background is muffled. It's a tiny detail, but it's just so beautiful.
Exactly. The little details make great games, in my opinion, and of course, music is one of the best things.
Yeah, shout outs to Rainbow Dragon Eyes.
Yeah.
He's actually a death metal drummer, and this is his first game that he's made a soundtrack for.
He did a fantastic job.
He did an amazing job.
So both of the runners opt to do the Soul Blade boost. You can do like a really risky one that you go like above the spike tower that you saw. It's like really, really difficult to do, and for a race probably it's not that safe. Smaller optimizations, like you can see that every time they calculate their jumps, they slashes everything. And in the next screen, there's going to be like a really cool skip that we're going to do. Not like a huge one, but definitely saves.
It's a couple of seconds.
Yeah, it saves quite a lot of time. So basically, the intended way is to take the swing, but by just like killing the guys just like that, you gain enough height to just like skip that part. So good.
So one of the entry-level tricks to this game is using your slash while you're jumping upwards, which will allow you to take your double jump and jump much higher than you would. And we'll see this used on lanterns, where you'll see the runners slashing the same lantern twice as they jump past it, allowing them to jump even higher again.
That's sync, nice.
And there's a good example of that.
Yeah, you saw that right there. It's going to be utilized in 2 levels from now. But yeah, this is like actually really close. They both made sure that they're going to be super synced. Right before the boss, they should have 130 time swords. The currency, you can see it on top right. And they do have enough. They're going to buy 2 more upgrades.
So they're going to buy the shuriken and the second wind upgrades. Yep. So the shuriken will be used on this boss to maximize damage, and the second wind will allow them to press jump to recover after taking damage in the air.
Yeah,
which
second wind.
It's way more useful than it sounds.
Yeah, it is the second best upgrade in the game, I believe. You can do a lot of cool stuff by taking damage, especially like damage boosts are easier and such.
And we'll see it abused on the next boss.
So you saw that one cycle. Usually, like if you don't do enough hits, I guess the boss goes up, and then you have to wait for him to go down. You waste a lot of time. But by having the shurikens, you can spam the shurikens and the slashes, and you can kill him in one cycle, I guess.
Yeah, you do need to make sure that you maintain the slash damage while throwing the shuriken. It's quite tricky at first. You will occasionally see runners fail to do that one cycle. So here we have Capticums. You'll see a lot more tight platforming, a lot more accuracy required here. And this is very cycle dependent. You'll see more spikes and crushes. So as the run goes on, you'll see more penalties for bad platforming. If the runners make a mistake, it will cost them more time, and they will likely take damage.
Yeah. You saw on Murachio's screen right there, he took a really bad hit from that enemy, and unfortunately missed one cycle on the crusher, so he had to wait for the next one. There are like a bunch of those little timings that you have to make sure you nail, otherwise you'll miss a lot of time. Yeah, and I would say that this level in the 8-bit part is probably the one level that can cause you like a death. Because the crushers, if you get crushed, you insta die, and spikes deal 3 points of damage. So at one point in the run in this level, you're going to be at 3 HP. So you're gonna have to be careful not to get hit by the spikes. And then the rest of the category doesn't necessarily have any big threats. Sometimes things can go wrong, but I would say like Catacombs is like the one level that a death can happen. And unfortunately, there are not a lot of checkpoints in this level, so if you die, you're gonna lose a lot of time because you'll spawn really far behind.
So in this room, they could take an early damage boost, but that is riskier. It saves around the same amount of time, but it leaves them on low health for a lot longer than taking the later damage boost.
It's actually like slower as well, like by a little bit less than a second. So I would say that this damage was a little bit easier to take because like you can refill HP on the checkpoint. The next one though, you have to make sure not to get below 4 HP because otherwise you're not going to be able to do the damage boost.
So here we see the first major RNG component in the game, which is these wizard enemies. So their initial spawn positions are fixed, but once they teleport, they can be pretty much anywhere. And they will quite often block exits.
Yeah. You see the damage boost right there from the both runners. And that damage boost can only happen with second wind, the upgrade that we picked up, that you can like recover after you take damage. I believe it might be possible without second wind, but it's like super unlikely, I guess. Unlikely to happen. Alright, so this is like another really risky one cycle in this level. Let's see if the runners will get it. Entu will probably get it. you need to be like really fast, but at the same time, if you are too
and
fast,
Raggio taking a death there.
yeah, I was about to say, if you're too fast, that spike ball can mess you up. And as I said, spikes deal 3 points of damage, and you are on 3 points, 3 HP there. So that's like a measure of death for Murachio.
So what we want to see from this boss fight on Entu's screen now is we want to see him spawn up at the top, just like this. This is the optimal RNG for this boss.
Yeah, we're probably going to see 1 or 2 hits here. Yeah, nice. Really good kill from Entu. This is by far the fastest kill that you can get on Ruxton.
So you'll notice on Raggio's screen there is actually a little red demon following him around. This guy is eating his time shards. It's a penalty for him saving you from death. It does mean that he will be at a slight deficit going forwards.
Yeah,
There is
for him,
another. Sorry.
Luckily for him though, he got a death like in Catacombs, and takes like he already had the time shards that he needed at that point. Global will like go away, and he will not lose that many time shards.
Yeah, so he doesn't follow you into boss rooms.
Exactly.
Another fairly quick kill there on Ruxton.
Yeah.
So you see Entu in Bamboo Creek now. This is where the difficulty ramps up. It's really the
Oh yes.
This level is the gatekeeper for speedrunning.
Mm-hmm.
It's it will decide a lot of your earlier runs when you first start running this game. It's much more technical. It's much more precise than previous levels.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of really cool tech. You already seen quite some nice skips from Entu. Later on as well, some really smooth double lantern hits to skip specific sections.
Yeah, and you see Entu invalidating the run there by going out of bounds.
Yeah.
It has been determined that is not out of bounds, as there isn't a clip preventing the runners from jumping over that tree.
Oh, he's going for his own skip and he fails it. So this is like a skip that Entu found. Or I'm not sure if he actually found it, but
I think it was found early, but most runners opted not to use it. But Entu's found a fairly consistent way of getting the skip.
Yeah, and we call it Entu skip. It's a really difficult skip. Unfortunately, he didn't get it. And then he had a little bit of trouble there with that elevator there. But he's continuing and he's doing a really good job now for the rest of the level. One more section now. Oh, a little bit difficult there from the lantern. And one last big skip, elevator skip. This is like fine double lantern hit.
This is really... that's where you define yourself as a runner in that room, I feel.
Yeah, it's just like...
if you nail that room, then you feel good enough to to actually run this game. That was the kind of that was the breaking point for me, getting past that one room.
Exactly.
It took me a long time to learn.
All right.
So no boss for Bamboo.
Yeah, a little bit messy elevator room here for Murachio, unfortunately. Still hard lantern jump is not that clean either, but he's continuing. That's nice. And at the same time, Entu enters Howling Grotto. He's going to pick up the next upgrade.
So we want to see 270 time shards for this shop. And we'll be getting Currents Master and Aerobatics Warrior. The only reason for getting Currents Master is it's the next level down on the tech tree.
Yeah,
well, we will see it used once.
Yeah, once in this category at least.
Exactly, one time. The Aerobatics Warrior allows the runners to strike downwards while gliding using the wingsuit, which, by the way, is our next major upgrade.
Exactly. Some post rats. I guess that was an accident. I don't know if it's a new tech RNG manipulation, maybe Kappa. But yeah, that glide attack is by far one of the the next amazing upgrade. But it's like more of a luxury, I guess, that makes some skips so much easier. It's definitely like gonna save you a lot of time in later stages. But compared to slashing projectiles and the recovery, I think this is like third in priority.
Yeah, it's the second wind that you really miss when doing the low percent runs.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially when you are on bosses and they just like knock you off the screen and you die. This is like really unfortunate.
So we've got
Okay.
more tight platforming in this, and Entu doing a little swag jump there between the fireballs.
Love to see that. We're ninjas and we're all about the...
So this, I
interest-
believe this is the first level that we've got with bottomless pits. I don't think there are any in the run before this point. There's the one use of Currents Master.
Yeah, we're not gonna be seeing that again. And I think there's like one bottomless pit in Bamboo. I might be mistaken. I haven't really paid attention to that, to be honest. Right,
Yeah,
good.
for chat, mentioning that the second wind is a luxury upgrade. I feel like you haven't run low percent, because that is the one thing that you really miss doing low percent. You can get away with pretty much anything, but that is the one upgrade that you really do miss.
Yeah, especially if you do like a later boss fight, the dragon, Manfred. Good luck doing that fight without the second win. Right, boss time for Entu, and this is
The Emerald Golem.
this is a tough one. Like for many runners who start the game, I think
You
they
will
have
die.
issues. Yeah,
You will die to this boss a lot.
yeah. So this specific like strat hit the core
So
7
we're going to
times.
see 7 hits.
Yeah.
And then rush to the side, throw shuriken, and catch the airflow upwards, maximizing the damage during each of these, hopefully 2 cycles.
Yeah, it looks like 7. He took a little bit of extra hits, but it's all right. He's a good runner. He'll manage. He'll get the 2 cycle here. That's done. There's one more
Yes,
phase.
that's the 2 cycle.
Yeah. A little bit of RNG in this section, but it's not like major. He got the bad RNG, unfortunately. Not that bad.
Not
though.
bad finishing position though.
Yeah.
Really, we want to see bottom left.
And yeah, unfortunately, we made that little green dude sad because we destroyed his golem. It was all a misunderstanding him, apparently. He wasn't gonna harm us, but he was like afraid, I guess, so he attacked us first. But yeah, he's sad now. Bible thumbs in chat. Okay, we're actually opting to buy the health upgrade before the boss. Wanting to feel a little bit safer, as I said, it can be a little bit tricky.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I would do in a race. So Quilshroom Marsh, this is a lot of open platforming again. So there is sort of an alternating open platforming and then tight platforming in these linear levels. So here you really see the wingsuit come into its own, and that downward strike particularly, allowing much of this level to be just breezed straight over.
Yeah, this room that Entu is right now, if you do it properly, you can just like do it without stopping holding right.
Yeah, you can hold right across. A lot of this this entire level actually is like that.
Oh, he got lucky there. Oh my god, he's gonna play a little bit safe as well. But he got super lucky there. He was about to die by the spike ball, but he got hit by the small enemy first. So he had iframes and 1 HP. So that's really fortunate for him too. In the meantime, Muracho gets a really good fight as well on the golem fight. I think he's gonna enter close from Mars. Oh, and two missing
He's making a lot of mistakes here.
Yeah, it's like really unfortunate when that happens with the shuriken. Those shurikens can actually trigger the pedals, I guess. We forgot to mention that in Bamboo.
Yeah, we did see that used in Bamboo as well.
Yeah, Bamboo Creeks. Alright, clean section there. Another like smaller skip here. Good uses of Cloud Step. And oh, he has 2 shurikens, so he is gonna do skip. No, he missed both shurikens, unfortunately. So if you throw those shurikens properly, you can like hit the one blue guy and the switch behind it. So it's a little bit tricky, but if you've done it multiple times, you can like do that fairly consistently. Okay, Murachi is on the long room. So far, so good. The last part of that room is a little bit tricky with the spike ball, as we saw on Entu's screen as well. He has some issues. So let's see how he handles this. Nice. He goes for the strat that I like as well. Going above the spike ball. I feel like it's a little bit safer like that. Right, yeah, pretty alright level so far from Muracho. I would say that Entu is not really gonna be that happy. He had smoother performance in a crucial month, but you know, he managed to recover. He did some of the major skips at least.
Yeah. But again, just some of these small mistakes adding up, they do add up to lose some time there. So the Queen of Quills, the boss here, is it's almost scripted using damage and position manipulations.
Yeah, I would say that the last hit is definitely scripted. Like, you'll see the runs now do exact damage, and now she's going to do the whip attack if you've done enough damage. Like, we know that for sure. And last hit is going to be being dealt now. So you position yourself on the far right of the screen and you throw a shuriken for the last hit so that you minimize movement to the exit.
So there was a tiny cutscene just there at the end. What we will see on Marazio's screen is a slightly longer cutscene due to the fact that he died and has been introduced to Quabble.
Yeah. It's like the cutscene that you are.
So I always get mocked for saying this, but Syrian Crag is my favourite level.
Yeah, I mean,
and I always get mocked by 2C for saying that.
Yeah, it's just
I like it. And here we get the rope dart, which really unlocks the remainder of the platforming tech.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fast horizontal movement, grabbing lanterns, enemies, some projectiles, walls, rings.
Shoutouts to rope dart for being amazing.
Yeah, and by the way, it's a rope dart. It's not a hook shot.
Yeah. It's such a great tool. Like, you can do so many things with rope dart. It's ridiculous. Like,
yeah, during the boss fight, we're going to see some iframe abuse using the rope dart because it does afford minor iframes just towards the end of the animation. So it's all small optimizations and minor skips throughout Crags. It's not, there isn't really much to say about the level itself. I just think the platforming is nice and fun. It flows nicely.
Yeah, it's alright if you actually nail the big skips. One thing to mention now is how Entu's movement has upgraded to the maximum now. You can see how cleanly he goes through all the rooms. And I do have to say that it really comes down to the practice that he put these past few days in... oh, I jinxed him now. The effort that he put in the New Game Plus mode, a recently added feature to the game that you can get, you can have all the upgrades right from the beginning of the game. And Entu has been going crazy on New Game Plus. So, he knows how to use rope dart now. I think better than anyone else.
So here we're going to see some of that iframe abuse. So the rock that collars through there would have caused damage, but he was in the end part of that rope dart animation. So Colossus is the green guy, and you can only hit him from the front. And Sussus is the red guy, and you can only hit him from the back. Some pun about hitting from the back. So what we don't want to see are these sort of double team attacks.
Yeah.
They do waste the most time.
Fortunately for Entu, he got it at the worst possible moment there, because I'm pretty sure
He's
the boss.
pretty much finished the fight.
Yeah, the boss was about to be done, and then he got the really long pattern. So, oof, that's like really unfortunate RNG there. Same time, I have to say, like, both runners have done a really good job in cracks. I would say that is one of the levels that caused a lot of trouble to many people.
Yeah, especially that early skip. You see a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, it's happened to everyone at some point or another, where you just miss the platform.
Okay, best level in the game. Oh my god, look at the movement. This guy. This is
this.
all right. Everyone, pay attention. If you're like lurking, just wake up and watch the movement in this level, because it's by far the best level in the game. All right, don't watch this section and you messed it up.
Yeah, so there's a lot more vertical movement in this level than any other, and wide open horizontal spaces too. So we get the biggest use out of all of the upgrades. You'll see a lot of those aerobatics downward slashes in the air. You'll see a lot of rope dart abuse. It's mesmerizing. It really is. Just if you've played this level, you'll understand. This isn't how it usually looks.
Man, I gotta say, I really like how aggressive Entu is with the rope darts. Like, if you see the movement, it's just like going crazy. I like it. Oh, he messed it up.
Yeah, he's really nailed the length of that rope dart, so he's doing them as early as possible. Because it's easy to misjudge and miss some of those rope darts if you aren't quite concentrating, or maybe you'll try and just do it slightly too early, and you'll miss, and it will cost you time. But he's landing every single one of these rope darts.
Also, I gotta say, the wall climbing is really good. I think he's using rope dart as well with the wall climbing. Not many runners do that in the small sections. He's like nailing it.
Yeah, I would think with his New Game Plus runs, he's probably doing that automatically with every wall climb, regardless of whether he has the rope dart or not. He's probably kind of incorporated that into his base technique.
Exactly. Last section of Glacial Peak. This is such a beautiful section. Oh, come on, Entu, you messed it up again. Whenever I see a beautiful section, Entu like disappoints me. But at least he had like an overall amazing level, I have to say. There's like godlike level, Entu was like one step below the godlike level, which is insane.
So this is the ninja actually delivering the message. This is what he's been tasked to do.
We did it. I mean, not really, not yet. We have one more thing to do in this category, and is to pass the test that these three dudes are gonna give us. Okay, Murachu is having clean glacial pick as well from what I've seen. Some less aggressive rope darts, as I call them aggressive, I guess, but at the same time effective. Man, I jinx everyone. He messed up one screen now as soon as I said that.
So Entu entering the Tower of Time now. This is the test. This is what will sort of determine whether or not the messenger is successful. It's based on puzzle platforming. There's more focus on platforming than actual puzzles. They're straightforward puzzles, but they do waste a lot of time. So these lasers are the most dangerous thing that we'll come across in the game. They do a whole 4 damage.
Yeah, the lasers hurt, and one of the important things is to not get hit by the lasers early on.
That rope dart was insane.
Yep. You can skip that part by doing that rope dart. It's kind of precise, but Entu did a really good job. Oh.
Yeah, it's important to note that these Wizrobes will ruin your day, because they are RNG. So their projectiles are fanned out towards where you're stood when they shoot them, but their positioning is RNG.
Okay, important thing to mention that both runners have 6 HP. I think that everyone is opting to go for it now. A lot of people used to just keep the 5 HP.
At least during races, we're seeing pretty much everyone getting the full 6 HP by this point.
It's extremely important because you want to have at least 5 HP to do the upcoming skip, the skip that is coming up, I guess, on Entu screen. It requires you to go through lasers, so you need to take 4 damage. So you need to have enough HP. And the whiz ropes, as you saw, can be kind of messy. And if you have 5 HP, you can no longer do the damage boost if you get hit by the whiz ropes.
So this is the room we're going to see that damage boost in, which is the reason for getting that extra health. He didn't take the full damage boost. He chose to take the damage on the second laser, which is slightly safer.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not really that comfortable with your movement, I think it's a wise choice. Because you have to do like kind of optimal wall climbing, I guess. I mean, it's not really that optimal that you need to do, but if you mess up one input, you won't get hit by the laser again. Your wireframes will end soon. Now, interestingly enough, Entu also did another thing. He used a shuriken in another room. So he wasted a little bit of time in one specific section. Using that shuriken in the room where he actually used it, it's like a safer choice in that room because you will... it's the room that Murachu is right now, by the way. Because if you do it the way Murachu did, sometimes you can like mess things up. Like the whiz rope can be in your way. So he opted, I think, for the race to go for it.
So Entu in the most boring room in the entire run, the time waster room. There's no puzzle here. It's just wait for the ninja to reach the crystal and then hit the other crystal in the room.
Yeah, it's the room that you're like, there's something fishy going on, and then you climb up and you see a big thing gonna attack you, and then you're like, oh, whoops, okay, I'm out of here, I guess. Situation. Yeah, we're approaching the finale, I guess, of the 8-bit category. One more test, I guess, the big test. We're gonna fight the thing.
Yep, so they're gonna do the thing. Trademark.
That's a scary moment. Muracho.
Yeah, he almost ate spikes there. So there you see him doing the faster, the faster damage boost there, and opting to take the save point.
Oh, Muracho.
And a good thing he did, because that's him just taking a death there. So here you see more of that rope darts iframe abuse on Entu's screen. This is the faster technique for killing Sigma.
Okay, Entu attempting to see special. I mean, he's trying at least, so we're gonna give it to that to him. I mean, it's good effort, but a couple of extra hits, but he did it. Jesus to Entu. Yeah, that's the 8-bit category. In sub 33 minutes, really nice time there from Entu. He wasn't feeling that confident, but he definitely had a really nice showing, especially later on in the run. I need to say that, especially when he got the rope dart, his movement became so much cleaner. I think it's like that New Game Plus stuff.
Yeah, you can tell he's been playing New Game Plus.
Yeah. Okay, we're actually getting hit by the lasers. Lucky for him, he has the HP. We're actually why he has the war spawn. Oh.
Wow.
I feel bad for Muracho there. It was like so scary.
Well, don't feel bad. He nailed it.
I mean, you know, at that moment, I'm pretty sure he.
Yeah.
Alright. Last section now. See how Muracho tackles the thing. Arcane Golem, I guess, is the proper name. The thing is just like the thing that they're doing.
Yeah. I saw, I was reading a guide earlier when I was making my notes for the race. Someone called it Timekeeper.
Timekeeper? Is
Yeah.
that the proper name? Well, if it is the proper name...
Not according to the game files. The game files do refer to it as Arcane Golem.
I like that game. I like that name. It's good. And I like that game as well. That game is good. If you haven't played this game, just buy it. It's a really good one. Alright, Muracho versus the Arcane Golem. And he's gonna
Arcane
do...
Sigma.
Arcane Sigma.
It's totally Sigma.
Yeah. He's doing a mix of old and new strats. Unfortunately, he messed up.
Yeah, so like what you don't want to see is the ninja at the bottom of the screen, because that's where all the attacks are really focused.
Shoutouts to Rebel Dragon Knights once again. Oof, this music is so good.
Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite tracks in the game.
GG.
And GG Mauricio.
Yeah, he did it. Nicely done there for Mauricio. Coming back to the game after like quite a long time. He gets a sub 36. Really respectable time, especially with a death in Catacombs, cost him about 40 seconds. This game is The Messenger, relatively new game developed by Sabotage Crew. Really amazing devs. Really great game to speedrun as well. Great game to play overall, not just to speedrun. So we highly recommend it. I'm not sure if
it's insanely fun.
I'm not sure if we're gonna have anyone for an interview. I'm gonna look it up right now.
It doesn't look like anyone's joining.
We've had a victory. Entu is gonna move on to the semifinals, and he's gonna face me. I guess I need to practice for that one.
Well, rip 2C.
Yeah, like seeing these rope dart starts, I guess I have to be a 2 with those rope dart starts.
It's it's gonna be an exciting race.
It's definitely gonna be one. I'm really looking forward to that because Entu is a really good runner, really good friend as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that race. That's going to be something special.
Okay, I believe we're not gonna have anyone for an interview, unfortunately. But GG to both runners.
Yeah, GG both.
Oh, we actually have one. Yes, we did it. Muracho. Hello.
Well, hello.
We wished for you to join and you joined. GG.
Thanks. Yeah, I didn't realize I still had the chat room open.
So, how do you feel, Muracho, about your run?
Rusty. I think that can describe it. I feel pretty rusty though. But holy, Entu with that 33 flat. My God.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
He had some really clean rooms once he got the rope dart. I guess it's the New Game Plus stuff, right? What do you think, Muracho?
To be honest, I cannot tell you. I haven't even tried New Game Plus yet.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I think that's really the difference, isn't it? That Entu's done a lot of New Game Plus, and really shows in his late game the confidence and the ability with a rope dart.
I should really get into it.
Yeah, you should. You should also join more races, man. We miss you.
Yeah, I know, but life has been picking up for me. I know.
Yeah.
Been lacking a little bit. I'll be back, don't you worry.
Glad to hear that. So, any thoughts regarding the tournament? Do you have fun? Pretty sure you have fun, right?
Of course, I had fun. It's a nice community. It was a nice tournament. It's a shame that it's over for me, but I wish everyone the best of luck. This is going to continue, including you, 2C. Go beat Entu.
Well, I wouldn't worry too much about the tournament being over for you. I don't think there's much time left on the tournament. We've only got a few races left to go. After the tournament's finished, we are going to be announcing some more community events.
Come on, don't you spoil now.
Oh, I'm not spoiling anything. I just want people to be hyped for the fact that we're doing more stuff.
All right,
Yeah.
fair enough.
More messenger stuff is good stuff.
Yeah, there's some exciting things in the pipeline.
All right, Muracho, any last thoughts before we close this?
Real thoughts, not really. I hope everyone had fun watching, even though I died twice. Too big of a commitment.
Wait, that's what. Oh yeah, Tower of Time, right? The laser. Yeah.
Yeah, and once in tower because I tried the rope dart,
Yeah.
and once in catacomb, the last crusher skip.
Yeah.
But hey, I wanted to go ham. It didn't work out. Fine by me.
Yeah. That's a good mentality. Being aggressive, especially if your opponent's like really good, you need to step up and stuff. So if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, whatever.
Yeah, at least I had fun.
Exactly.
Your early game was actually in sync.
What? Really?
Yeah. Coming out of autumn.
Wow.
Coming
And I
out
thought I
of
messed up a
Fallen
lot.
Temple. Coming out of Fallen Temple, you were ahead.
But what? A split second?
It's just a little bit.
Well, Entu
Anyway,
is just.
yeah.
So just to keep the hype for this game going, there is a free DLC coming. I believe 3 new levels will be added to the game at no extra cost, which is pretty exciting. I have to give a shout out to the devs for being absolutely awesome and supporting the speedrunning community. They are absolutely amazing. They've made some changes to the game based on speedrunning. They've made a promise to not remove anything from the game that doesn't affect casual play. So a lot of the skips that we're using are going to be remain in the game as long as they don't affect any casual play.
Exactly. Sabotage crew being amazing.
Yeah, much love.
Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you to Dreamazard for the commentary. It was nice.
Thanks for joining me. Thanks to
Alright.
Speed Gamer for hosting us, the runners for racing, and everyone for watching and supporting the community.
Exactly. So I hope you guys have a good day. See you.
Yeah. Check out the SLC page and get involved in the Discord. It's a really fun game. It's a really great community. Jump on it.